Hi, friends. Welcome back to Live at the Roxy. I look like a fucking ballerina. This is the thing that I sleep with in my hair or when I work out or when I shower and don't want to get my hair that I put in there. So I'm just going to keep it in this while I do my makeup on the show, and then you guys can see what it looks like when it goes down. Anyway, for now, though, I'll look like a fucking ballerina. To quickly plug it, not that I need to, but just because it works. So for any of you guys who want something to sleep in that like keeps your hair waved if you got a blowout or anything like that, this thing is called a sleepy tie. My friend makes them, and she runs a fucking massive company. She's awesome, but she sent me one of these a while ago and I never used it. And then I started using it about 6 months ago, and now I fucking use it almost every single night. So anyway, if you guys are looking for something for your hair, this is a great fucking thing. She never asked me one time to plug it, but it's dope. So I figured I'd just let you guys know about it. I want to talk about a lot of different things on the show today. James Gunn is having a Twitter moment. I'm fascinated by James Gunn's Twitter game, and I want to talk about it on the show. There's also other updates to give, both a positive update from Jeremy Renner and from Damar Hamlin, which is fucking great. Also, The Circle. I'm caught up. Are you guys caught up? How are you feeling about The Circle? And then also, I thought this was really interesting. You need a government ID to watch porn in Louisiana now. How are you guys feeling about that? Let's chat. Streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. Support the show early this year so that I know you love me. Super chat in, but don't forget, YouTube's a bitch and they take that 50%. So I prefer the Streamlabs. All creators do. Thank you to everybody who is here on this lovely Thursday. I'm going to do a quick 20-minute show so I can get out of here so I can go take Grammy to get her toes done, because she said that her toenails are bothering her. So we're going to go get her toenails done. And then I have dinner tonight with a friend that I haven't seen. I have one friend that you guys know, most of my friends at this point, Dorina and Steph, who I see every week. And you guys have met my friend Lauren LaGrasso, and you've met Ashley Daniels, and you've met Winston, and you've met everybody that was involved in any of the places that I worked. You've met a lot of my friends, right? But I have one friend that I see, like, I'm going to say at least once a month and maybe every other week, who I'm fucking obsessed with, who I love. I think I've told you guys I was part of this like British crew out here for a minute, and he's the fucking shit. And he's been gone out of the country for a while, so I haven't seen him in like, I'm gonna say maybe 2.5 months. And when you see somebody consistently and then you haven't seen them for a while, I'm like so fucking excited to see him tonight. It's insane. So we're going to do all you can eat Japanese barbecue. So yeah, actually, I think it's like a mix. It's like a KBBQ spot, but you order it by the thing. I have to figure out what exactly. Anyway, I think that's where we're going. So I'm excited for that, and I'm excited to get our toes done, me and Grammy. What do we want to do for a light makeup look today? All right, so welcome to the show. Let's talk about the good news to start. Jeremy Renner and Damar Hamlin. Number one, Jeremy Renner, I don't know if you guys saw, he put out that Instagram. First, he put out an Instagram post, and the post said, "'Tis me, Jeremy Renner." No, it just had a picture of him, and he was like, "Hurts to type, but I'm doing okay. Thank you guys for all the love." And then every single celebrity and their mother commented on that post, plus all of us. Everybody was just like, "Hope you're well. Hope you're okay. Hope you're okay. Good to see you." Then he put out an Instagram story that featured, I think it was his mom and his sister or something, and he was like spa day, and he's talking in it, and somebody's rubbing his head, and he's like, "I showered for the first time in over a week," or something like that. So it seems like Jeremy Renner is on the mend. I think it was really cool of him to put out a video so we can see, like, okay, he might not be okay right now, but clearly he is heading in the right direction. He can speak, he can move, he can like slightly, he's okay. Like, we're doing Okay. So that's A plus information to have and feeling really, really happy about that. Then I saw my friend Jess Lucero, who, if you don't follow her, she's fucking amazing, especially on TikTok. She updates on all different celebrities, and a lot of people were posting this, but she was the first person I saw it on, and she had talked about an article that and people coming out and saying that that the what is it? The critical condition, but not improving, but critical, still in critical condition, but improving from Damar Hamlin's team. So, like, I think it was either his personal team or the Bills that said he's still in critical condition, but I think he had opened his eyes and was squeezing people's hands. And that is progress. Let's see what the most recent update is from 21 minutes ago. Damar Hamlin updates Buffalo Bills player asked in writing if team won the game, doctor said. Okay, so he is able to have thoughts, that means. And okay, one of Bill's safety thoughts, his first thoughts as he woke up in an intensive care unit on Wednesday night, so last night, was to ask in writing who won Monday's Bills-Bengals game, during which he went into cardiac arrest. That is like unbelievable. That was one of his thoughts. Upon waking up after being sedated, Hamlin followed commands and even was able to communicate in writing. Hamlin remains in critical condition with a breathing tube, according to his doctors, who made their first public comments Thursday about his condition. And this is coming from Dr. Timothy Pritz. He said, "The answer is yes, Damar, you won the game of life." What an answer. Hamlin's first comments were to a nurse at his bedside, according to a doctor, while his family, friends, and members of the Bills organization have remained by his side since he was transported to the medical facility. And then Dr. William Knight said he's held many people's hands. He's been very interactive with them. And then he said, it's not only that the lights are on, it's that he's home. All of the cylinders are firing right in his brain. It's been a long and difficult road for the last 3 days. He's been very sick and made a very remarkable recovery and improvement. So one of the things that I've seen a lot of people posting about, and I completely agree, and I've looked this up, and I'm going to do this week. My whole life I've been CPR certified. First, because I was a Girl Scout and we always did that. Then we were trained in college as well, but I've always been CPR certified. I haven't been CPR certified in about the past 5 years. And I have now seen that you can actually get CPR certified online. It's like $37. I think the Red Cross does it. There's probably a bunch of different places that you can do it. There's also different like local places that you can go and get certified. It is extremely important to be certified in CPR. You could save somebody's life. I still know how to give CPR and I'm up to date. And the hint that they give everybody right now, because it's 100 beats per minute that you need to be doing. But the reason it's important to get certified, even if you know how to do it, is because there is a difference between giving CPR on an adult and on a child. There's a difference. Every year things change. When I was a kid, or when I was first CPR certified, first you tilt the head back, then you scoop anything out, then you mouth to mouth, then you do compressions. That has completely altered now. And then they eliminated mouth-to-mouth resuscitation for like 5 years, and then I think brought it back, then took it away again. They're always figuring out the best way. At some point, I had this thing that I carried around with me that was like a thing to put over my mouth, to put over their mouth, so that we're no mouth-to-mouthing. So it's always changing is the point. So that's why it's important to re-up, and it's different for different age groups. But in general, right now, for the last several years, the way to remember how to do how many beats per minute is with the song Staying Alive, which is a great tip that a lot of them will give you, which is that when you're doing the compressions on somebody's chest, it's staying alive, and you're going about 2 inches deep. Which again is, I believe, different for adults than it is children. That's for adults. For children, I think that it's just one hand. Again, this is not me giving you CPR certification. This is just me saying, if you choose to, you can get CPR certified relatively easily. You could end up saving somebody's life. I think it's very worth your time. You can also do things like get first aid certified, which I always was as well, especially if you are somebody who's around children often, you're around elderly people often, you're around a lot of people often, you're around events. Um, you're an active person, a social person, it's just an easy for $40, you could end up saving somebody's life. And why the fuck would we not do that? So I'm going to do that this week. I hope that you guys do that as well. Just as a nice little nod to not just nod, but out of respect for the entire medical community and everything they go to, but also because of Damar. I think that'd be a cool thing for everybody to do. All right. Also, I wanted to talk about what is going on with James Gunn, because you guys have been seeing this. So I was on Twitter last night and yesterday, and I was like, what is happening here? And don't forget, guys, streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. Send in support if you have questions, comments, concerns, thoughts on any of these stories. I would love to hear from you. Who is going to be the first Streamlabser of Thursday, January 5th? New year, new money? That makes no sense, but would love to hear from you guys. Please, oh, please support the show, support me. You are welcome here. And I do my best to continue to be here, bring you guys the news and that good stories, including this one, which I want to get your guys' thoughts on. So, okay, let's go to James Gunn. Let's see what it is that James Gunn has been up to on Twitter since yesterday. But essentially, people for the last, since him and Safran took over the DCU, not DC Entertainment, not DCEU anymore, just DCU. James Gunn's always been active on Twitter, but the things he's been tweeting, I'm like, this is so fascinating that this is how we are responding to things today. So, Home of DCU, a Twitter account, tweeted, and they said, Variety reports Wonder Woman will not appear in the first 3 years of the DCU at all. So they posted that. Then a random Twitter user, RJ Resonant Justice, said, can you discuss at all the report from first somebody tagged James Gunn. Sirens tagged James Gunn and said, please debunk this one. And James Gunn wrote back and said, I hereby debunk it only because it's not true. So he's saying it's not true that Wonder Woman will not appear for the first 3 years of the DCU at all. Now, that could mean a lot of different things. That means that Wonder Woman could appear by doing somewhere on TV in references. It means it could be Gal Gadot. It could mean that they're recasting. I mean, this could mean a plethora of things. He could just be saying it's not true, as in we haven't even made the fucking decision yet. Don't know. But he just writes, I hereby debunk it only because it's not true, which is interesting. You know, we know that we're not going in the direction of Henry Cavill, but we know we are having a Superman. Do you guys take this as speaking about Gal, or do you take this as speaking about Wonder Woman? Do you take it as there being a Wonder Woman movie or cameos or references or what? And then in responding to that tweet, RJ Resonant Justice said, can you discuss at all the report from Variety in regards to Ezra Miller / the notion that your slate is only 3 years worth of projects? So as you guys know, it was talked about yesterday. I talked about this on The Big Thing, and I've been speaking about this with a lot of you guys on social media, that apparently Ezra Miller is going to stay as the Flash. That was what one report was saying. People are saying that the Flash movie is incredible and that Ezra might be signing on to be the Flash for longer. That's a very controversial thought. I talked about it on the World Girls last night as well. And it is fascinating that Ezra might be able to keep their job and Henry Cavill didn't. Thoughts on that, but okay. We've heard from The Rock that The Rock is not part of this updated slate. We've heard from Henry that Henry's not involved, but Ezra might be. Well, Nelly, but okay. So then James Gunn responds to this and says, I don't know what's out there about Ezra, but our slate is 8 to 10 years, but we will only be announcing some of it this month. It's a little interesting because I always, pausing for a second, I like James Gunn. And sometimes his responses to things make me forget that. Like, as a creator, I really like James Gunn. And when I hear him speak, I really like James Gunn. And in James Gunn, I actually legit trust. And I think James Gunn is a great person for this job. However, sometimes he tweets things and I'm just like, I don't know. It might be better for you not to because it's so cryptic and so confusing that I don't even know if it's helpful. Like saying, I don't know what's out there about Ezra. That's concerning to me. I mean, it's either a lie that you don't know what's out there about Ezra, or it's the truth. And it's like, Ezra is a huge part of the Justice League, is a huge part of your slate right now. You don't know what's out there about them? Like, yes, you must. You must. You see everything. You don't know what's out there about Ezra. It feels like a cop out answer. So why even say anything? But then you just answered the second part. Our slate's 8 to 10 years, and that's very positive. We don't want a 3 years worth of projects. We want Safford and Gunn to be thinking about 8 years worth of material. We want them to be looking into the future, and instead of putting a band-aid on this, they need to be doing surgery and we want them to. So, the first part, I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? You don't know about Ezra. Like, you must know about Ezra. Otherwise, you're not fully handling your job. And unless James Gunn is specifically talking about, like, I don't know the rumors about Ezra in terms of what Variety article you're talking about, but even that, I would think that James Gunn would know about. But then the sleep part, I'm like, oh yeah, I like James Gunn. I trust James Gunn. Sometimes I feel like maybe he's putting his foot in his mouth by tweeting too much because I'm like, I I already have your back. But now you say things that I'm like, I don't even want to hear that. I don't know how you guys are feeling about this. How are you feeling about the Ezra of it all? How are you feeling about the slate? How are you feeling about him on Twitter in general? How do you guys think that there is any validity to these trades and what they're publishing about Ezra? I mean, they could be fucking just dead ass wrong too. People have been super wrong in the past. People saying that this is going to be the Flash movie is going to be the Dark Knight of is like as good as the Dark Knight. That could be so fucking inaccurate. We've heard good things about all of the movies from different articles and different trades in the past, and some of them have been good, some of them have not. So it's hard to know who to trust, what's real, what's speculation. How are you guys feeling about this? Streamlabs.com/Roxy Strider. Let me see what it is you guys have to say in the Streamlabs. Thank you so much for starting to send some support today. Let's see. We got one Streamlabs rolling through. I'll take it, Jake. Thank you so much. Everybody else, show up to show out. He said, glad you dug the Snuggie. Also glad that Steph got her mug. Yeah, the Snuggie's the shit, and it's been fucking freezing here. If you live in LA, you're so confused right now, just like me. It's been raining, like nonstop raining. And that just doesn't happen here. So it's just a weird sensation. So Snuggie is perfect season for this. And then that mug was like the greatest, most thoughtful gift. You really do a great job with thoughtful gifts, Jake. It's really nice of you. I understand that you didn't have it in you to get me a Patriots thing. I get it. That's because everybody hates the Patriots. Hate us because they ain't us. But I feel like maybe that the tides are turning on that because it's easier to hate somebody who's just dominating. We are not dominating right now. So it's like, can y'all cut us a little slack? Thank you. We also have a couple super chats rolling through. Let's see what's going on with you guys. Oh, so fucking rude. Haunted Autumn says, here's $2 to ditch that scrunchie. It's not a scrunchie. I explained at the top of the show. If you were here on time, you'd know why this thing is in my hair. Haunted Autumn then said, that was a joke. Lived through 90s biased against scrunchies. It's not a scrunchie. I'll show you when I take it out. I've been informed. You already explained it. LL, love to you in the community. Okay, I'll take it. It's this thing that I use so today I worked out. I've been doing this like home Pilates challenge right now, and it is fucking brutal. Like, it's only 15 minutes or 20 minutes. But I feel like every single muscle in my body is like twitching. Like, It is so fucking uncomfortable. But that's not. So anyway, though, when I sleep, I wear my hair in this thing. When I know that I want to work out and I won't have time to wash my hair, I'll put this on before I work out. I'll work out with this in. I'll shower afterwards with this still in just my body, which is what I did right before this. And then I will take this out and it still will have like a nice wave to it. Because that's like what this device is for. So I just don't want to take it out right now because it's already back while I'm doing my makeup. I'm doing my makeup because I'm going to see Grammy and take her to get her toes done. And Grammy always bitches when I don't have any makeup on. Do with that comment what you will. And yeah. Yeah. So anyway, so much love to you guys who understand grandmas who are the fucking best, but also are from a different generation. And if you do not put on your under eye concealer or your mascara, they make comments about how fucking exhausted you look and how you need to get more sleep and how just a little mascara wouldn't hurt and yada, yada, yada. So you guys know the deal. Going into the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Striar, show up to show out, give that support, only here for a few more minutes. We've got Ash in the house. Yes, Ash with that big support. Thank you, honey. He says, first Streamlabs of the new year, probably not my last. That probably is a scary thought, yo. That probably is a scary thought. How about definitely? Definitely not. Thanks, Ash. You're the fucking shit. Let's talk about two things before we get out of here. Number one, you now need a government ID to watch porn in Louisiana, at least to watch porn online. What do you guys make of that? Like, I was seeing that, I was like, whoa, Nelly. Immediately, people were like, oh, all the people under 18 are so fucking upset right now. That's not where my mind went. My mind just went like, so many of my friends didn't have IDs like until they were in their 20s because either they like lost them or they just weren't traveling or they were just not like I don't know, just like the degenerate life. I mean, I guess once you're 21, everybody in order to get in the bar had one, but like between 18 and 21, my friends who were from New York who couldn't drive, who just didn't need it, shit like that, like a lot of them just didn't ever get government issued IDs. Those people, bummer that they can't watch porn. Also, not just them, but like for the same reason why having a government issue ID to vote is like problematic. A lot of people are in difficult positions and they can't pay for another one of those IDs, etc. That's my first thought. My second thought is like I think that the porn industry can be incredibly problematic in terms of course, there's a lot of issues and we need more rights for the people involved. But that being said, I am a fan of anything that is allowing people to have joy without hurting people. And this is like it's an interesting choice. What do you guys think? And yeah, Ash, I think they have to verify by uploading a photo. How do they verify? They have to upload a picture of their license to access it. I think they have to upload like a picture of themselves and a picture of their license or something along those lines. I don't know how exactly they're verifying it, but I guess they are, which is fascinating. What do you guys make of this? Yeah, Mike says they have to upload their ID to Pornhub. And like, I think you probably don't want to upload somebody else's ID because that's illegal and you could get caught and in trouble. I don't know. Joseph says you can buy liquor and guns at 17, but no porn. You can't buy liquor at 17. You can buy liquor at 21. What are you talking about? You can go to war though. Time to buy stock in VPNs. I know everybody was posting that thing about changing their VPN to Italy. It's like there are really bad problems in the world, and yet the only problems that we ever try to fix are problems that I'm like, was that a problem? Like, what? Huh? What? Louisiana what? Like who? How did this get presented? And then lastly, who is watching The Circle? Anybody watching The Circle? Let me know. I'm dying to hear from you guys. Uh, First things first, Joseph Ashley in the Streamlabs. Do you think viewers should see graphics of your visual goal for the year, month, or when live, like on SEN? And if you reach that amount, you do, and hosts do something like GoFundMe shows how much to donate um, for shows. Maybe that could be a good idea. Again, I really hate the word donation because you're not donating. I'm not a charity. It's my job. Um, so it's not a GoFundMe. This is like what I do for work, as you guys know, all over the internet and all over the TV and also movies. But I hear what you're saying in terms of like goals. So possiblemente. Roxy's got to work on her Spanish. And I also got to get to Grammys because I need to be there in 30 minutes to take her to get her toes done. So get in any minute, last minute question, comments, concerns. The Circle is a show on Netflix. If you don't know what it's about, it's essentially a bunch of people that are chatting with each other via they're like in their own hotel rooms and they chat online. Some of them are catfish, some of them are not. One person ends up winning a bunch of money, and some of them like flirt, some of them don't. This week they dropped 4 episodes. It's the second batch of 4 episodes. It has been savage. This one guy, Marvin, I won't give like too many spoilers, but he is talking to 2 different girls and he's like using the same lines on them in a way that I'm like, bleh. Men are just and he's like, "What's up, sexy?" And he did to the next girl, "What's up, sexy?" And I'm like, "Oh my God, Marvin, you know you're on television." He's like, "Oh, I hope they don't see this." It's like, what are you talking about? Everybody's gonna see it. These reality stars, it is always baffling to me that every time they're like, "I hope nobody sees this." It's like, what are you talking about? Can you just like know that you're on TV? Like if this is you when you know you're being recorded, what kind of shit are you doing when you aren't being recorded? Sketchy. Sketchy McBetchy. Apollo 3JP in the Streamlabs says, Queen, my muse, my flame, Bostonian angel, happy motherfucking new year. How's it going? Happy New Year, honey. Side note, Babylon was absolute cheeks. Broke my heart. They're not like your cheeks, which make my heart skip a beat. This was the bad cheeks. All right, done. Have a great day. Listen, it's so weird. I'm hearing such mixed things about Babylon. Some people are loving it. Some people are not. Now I feel like I have to see it. I loved Fablemans and people were shitting on that too. So, I always am a fan of making up your mind for yourself. One of my favorite movies of this decade was Life Itself, and that has a fucking 13% on Rotten Tomatoes. So, always make up your mind for yourself. That is the best way to go about doing things. Yeah, Brittany's like, Marvin is an F boy. I know. And it's so sad because I actually thought that him and Raven had a genuine connection. And Raven is my fucking favorite. I love Sam too. And I love Chaz. I love a lot of them. But there's some people I really love this season. And Raven, for those of you guys who do not know, she's the first deaf person to be on the show. She's like this really sexy dancer, cool, like sometimes has blue hair, is just like fucking cool. And she's in there with her interpreter, who's also her bestie or one of her good friends. And they're fun and light. And this guy, Marvin, was flirting with her a lot. And it seemed like they had a genuine connection. And like, he just thought that she was really sexy and fun, which she is. And then he started saying the exact same things to other girls. And I was like, oh my God, can we just not get an F boy in the house for once? Like, Raven does not deserve this. Neither did the other person, but the other person's a catfish, so we don't actually feel bad for them. But like, is what it is. All right, getting out of here, my friends. Love you a lot. I will be back soon. I'll be on Only Stupid Answers tomorrow. And other than that, I'll be back here ASAP, probably Sunday. Yeah, I think Sunday. Until then, stay safe, stay sane, put down the toilet seat and lid. We don't want those buffoons. Don't tremble the Holocaust. Justice for all the people who lost their lives due to excessive force. My body, my choice, wherever you're on the rainbow. We love you. We stand with the women of Iran, some of the bravest women we've ever seen. truly. And the Zen one himself. Oh, I want to show you guys this. Glenn always likes shit like this. The Zen one himself, we're thinking about you. You are just the absolute best. Golden sparkles to you, my friend, always in all ways. We love you. We respect you. We appreciate you. We are rooting for you. We are thinking about you. We are putting positive energy in the world for you. And we are here whenever you return to us, which hopefully is sooner than later. Cheers for a full recovery. Anyway, it just gives me a little bit of volume, a little bit of wave. Sometimes it's better if I've just done my hair, but you guys get the point. And then I'll zhuzh it up a little bit, but just a little thing going on. Okay, so much love, and okay, that's it. I'll see you soon later.